It is now my pleasure to welcome State Controller Betty T. Yee via Skype this evening. Hi, Controller Yee.
How are you, Pamela? Nice to see you. Oops.
It sounds like you can hear me, but I don't think that I can hear you. I don't know if you are muted or if we can work on the audio. Controller Yee, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hi, Betty. Oh, there we go. Hi.
Okay.
It's so nice.
Hello.
So nice to have you, both in terms of video and audio. Now,
Thank you.
we have a lot of young people in our audience this evening. They've tuned in to hear wisdom from so many of our leaders. I wonder if you could please briefly describe for them your background and journey toward political leadership.
Absolutely. Seems so long ago, but my political interest really began when I was 13 years old. I'm a first-generation American, a daughter, second oldest of 6 children to immigrant parents. And at 13 years old, I became an advocate for the 4 Chinese American family small business owners in my neighborhood to speak at a local school board town hall on their behalf. And it was over a busing program. And what they basically wanted me to tell the school board was, we work, we don't drive, and we don't oppose the busing program, but we're very concerned about our children not being in our neighborhood school in case an emergency should arise. And so, really my crack into politics was about being an advocate and speaking up for others.
Controller Yee, at what point in your life did you realize that you wanted to pursue public office and that you could win? Because I think there's a distinction there, right? That it's possible, first of all, but then that it could truly become a reality.
Absolutely. Well, I was much older before I decided to run for office, and I think for me that worked, but it's a personal decision for each and every one to make for themselves in terms of when they feel that when they're ready. For myself, I just felt that I was ready because I had really had a lot of experience in my discipline and felt that I would be very qualified to succeed in elected office.
What would you say to young people who are considering running for elected office in the future, but just aren't really sure what the next steps would be?
Today there are so many wonderful candidate training programs that are available for young people, for any candidates for that matter. But really, before you run, just get a taste of what it's going to be like to be in public service or to be in office. Understand how your government works. Work on a campaign so you understand all the demands of the campaign and what would be asked of you as a candidate. And more importantly, be sure you do your homework. Once you're elected into office, if you're successful, you're expected to really start working and delivering for your constituents on day one.
Controller Yee, would you please describe your experience being an API leader or in general a leader of color, and what do you want our audience to know about that experience?
Being a leader of color sometimes can be very lonely. And, I think what I really want to just say is that it doesn't have to be that way. I think, certainly kind of being the first, as a woman, I'm only the 10th woman ever to be elected to statewide office. As an API woman leader, constitutional officer, I now have some company and my colleague, the state treasurer, but it sometimes can be a very lonely journey. And what you learn to do is you really start to think about how to work across communities and develop allies who can, really be there and to help you fight the fight on those issues, and more importantly, to be able to just be, allies on a whole host of things as you move forward. My work is not single dimensional. I deal with a lot of different issues, and what I would say is those relationships that you establish, just be sure that you're being respectful at all times to others, even if you're in the biggest fight with them as your adversary, because your adversary today could be your ally tomorrow.
Controller Betty T. Controller Yee, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pamela.